Today, I'm excited to share with you how I was a very shy, awkward kid that transformed into a very friendly, outgoing, and talkative adult. So let's get started. Welcome to The Bold Encourager. I'm Rebecca. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. It just allows for me to get my positive, encouraging, and fun messages out to everyone. So today we are talking about how I was as a kid and how I transformed into what I am today as an adult. As you can see, I was talking about how shy and awkward and just really quiet I was as a kid, and I want to tell you where I came from and how I got to this point and how you can also get to that point too, because I know sometimes when you're not social, it can be very much like you have anxiety whenever you get into social situations, and you're almost like, how do I get to the point where I can feel comfortable in my own skin and not feel that way anymore? So let's talk about that. When I was a little kid, I think mainly it was when I was really young. I was really quiet and shy. Even the teachers would tell my parents, like, we're really concerned about her. She doesn't say anything. She's super quiet. And now you would never be able to tell because I can talk forever. And everybody will tell me, hey, you're really talkative. And sometimes people will say, you talk too much. But you know what? It's a compliment, because where I came from and who I am today is a huge difference. Not to say who I was before wasn't good. Actually, it's fine to be shy and quiet, and it's fine to be awkward. It's good to stand out. But where I was as far as that goes is I also was a people pleaser. And that is kind of a problem, because then you almost are never satisfied with who you are, and you're never comfortable in your own skin. But I grew into the person I am today for a reason. So let's talk about where the transition happened, right? All through elementary, I was super quiet, never said a word. A lot of times my friends would always say, oh, you're the second best friend or something like that. And I was never the first best friend because they felt like I was too quiet. Yeah, it hurt my feelings as a kid. I mean, I was a very sensitive kid as well, so that did not help either. And I was picked on. A lot of kids would say I was ugly, stupid, and some of them would also make fun of my race, and that wasn't fun either. And the thing about it is, because I was an easy target, I was really quiet and shy and kind of awkward, so just an easy target for anybody to pick on. The thing about it was, if I knew who I was as a person, it wouldn't matter if they picked on me, because I would be like, you know what, I don't care what you think about me, because I know who I am. But that wasn't the case. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know my identity. And I would try to be something I wasn't. And I want to encourage those people who are shy and quiet and awkward out there. You are perfectly fine the way you are. Don't worry about what someone else says about you. Words do hurt, and they hurt me greatly. I understand, because I was very sensitive as well. And I've grown a thicker skin over time, but it was really tough as a kid. And a lot of times I would come home and cry and go to my bedroom and not want to talk. It actually would make me withdraw even more when people treated me that way. I felt unseen, I felt unheard, I felt invisible. So I know how you feel when you are in that kind of space. And that was the way it was all the way through elementary. Middle school, I got a little bit more talkative, but I still got picked on a lot, and a lot of the kids they would just ignore me. I was nobody to them. But also the guys, the boys, always would say mean things to me, and it hurt. And a lot of times, I just really wanted people to like me. I just wanted to have friends, and I didn't care if it was one or two. I just wanted to feel included. And what I often did as a kid was, because I was always not included, I made sure I made everyone feel included. Like one year when I was a little kid, I wanted to invite all the girls from my school, all the girls from my classroom in my grade, because there were girls that were just like me that were ignored and picked on, but then I invited them too, because I wanted people to feel like they were included. I wanted them to not feel that way. And I knew how it felt. So I actually had a compassion for people that were like me. So that's what was good about it, because I learned to have compassion early on and love those that were ignored. And I still to today actually have a big compassion, a big heart for those who are ignored and also bullied. I really don't agree with that. So it's just amazing how your own pain can sometimes help you be better in a certain area of your life. So then I went through middle school, got better, a little bit more talkative, still quiet, still shy. Then when I went to high school, I got a little bit better, made more friends in high school, talked a little bit more, got a little more outgoing. But went through some traumatic things in high school, and that kind of broke me, and it kind of made me withdraw again. It's just these things in life, when people beat you down, it just makes it harder for you to really overcome some of these thoughts that you already have about yourself, because you already feel that way. So as I went through high school, I still had a low self-esteem. So along with all of this, I also had a low self-esteem. And I know sometimes maybe you're shy and quiet and have a high self-esteem. That's great. But if you don't have, and you have a low self-esteem, it's important to try to get to a point where you appreciate who you are as an individual and know that it is okay to be someone that stands out, and that to me is more honoring and more of a leadership role, when you stand out and you don't follow the crowd. So as I got even older, in my 20s was really when I started to figure out who I was. I moved to Hawaii. I made a lot of friends in Hawaii. Everybody was so friendly, and it was just like I felt included in Hawaii, and that's probably where the turning point was, when I started to be a little bit more outgoing, was when I went to Hawaii, because I didn't know anyone there. I went to school out there. I had to put myself in uncomfortable situations. I had to get to know people so that I wasn't all alone. And so sometimes putting yourself in uncomfortable situations and taking yourself out of your comfort zone will help you become a little bit more outgoing, because you have no choice. So that's where I started learning how to have more of that kind of personality, where I would talk to people I didn't know, and I pushed myself. And throughout my 20s, that's what it was, figuring out who I was, what I liked, what I didn't like, understanding who I was. It was in my 30s who I really figured out at that moment who I was. And when I figured out who I was on it. I made so many friends. I was very, one of those people that I always had something going on. Everybody was always asking me to go do stuff, especially like in my mid-20s to mid-30s. And I was like, I feel comfortable in my own skin. I know who I am. I'm like, especially in my 30s, I just knew what I wanted out of life. Got married when I was 34-ish, almost 35, and my husband helped a lot too. A big part of it also is getting stronger in my faith. I'm a Christian, and that helped me too, because it made me understand who I was spiritually. So I feel like all those things combined, putting myself out of my comfort zone, knowing who I am physically, mentally, and spiritually, all came into play and really made me into this person that I am today. And now I'm about to turn 41 in a few weeks from now. And, it's not the same as it was when I was in my 20s and 30s. I was going out a lot, had a lot of friends. And, I moved to Nevada, and I didn't know very many people. And then, the pandemic happened. So I didn't get to meet as many people when I first moved out here. And now I've got to know some more people, made some friends. And you know what? I don't have as many friends as I did back when I was in my 20s and 30s. Like, I always had stuff going on every night. But I have matured into a different season. And I'm in a season where I'm good with the friends I have. I'm good with the life I have. I don't have to go out all the time. I'm not worried about what people think about me. I'm not worried about any of that. I'm just happy with who I am. I found contentment in who I am today. So I'm comfortable in my own skin. I still have the outgoing, friendly side to me, but I'm also okay with being at home and being a little bit of an introvert. I become more like an introverted extrovert. I love going out, hanging out with people, meeting new people, but I also like staying at home. So it definitely has changed over the years. As you could see, you saw I was one extreme to the other, introverted all the way as a kid, and as an adult became a huge extrovert, and now here I am, introverted extrovert. But it goes to show you that different seasons bring different things to you. And I want you to be comfortable with who you are, regardless of what that looks like. Hey, if you're shy and quiet and you're comfortable with that, that's perfect. But know who you are and be happy with that. Be content with that. Like, I promise you, you'll enjoy life so much more if you get to that place. Because I love life. I enjoy life. And I think that this is what I know this is what my channel is about. My channel is about encouraging you. Yes, it's about a lot of different things. I do a lot of different things on my channel, but it really is, number one, encouragement for you. So I really want you to take away from this, hey, doesn't matter what other people think about me. It matters what I think about me. So get to a point where you are just content with who you are. You know who you are, and you actually just live in that identity and own it. Own your identity and know who you are. So I really want you to never feel like you can't come to me about certain things. So if there's anything you want to send, if there's any comments you want to say, or if you want to send me a private message and you ever want any encouragement, please don't hesitate. I will be glad to have, one-on-one conversations with you for private message. I love that. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Also, if you haven't followed me on social media, please follow me on social media. The links will be down below. And every week there's new content, so you don't want to miss it, so go ahead and hit that notification bell. Well, I hope you have an amazing day, and I hope you stay encouraged.